Hey everybody, welcome back to Lyle's Friday podcast at CNS Corvettes. Been away for a couple of weeks because we've been super busy and some of our guys have been on vacation, but I've had a lot of calls come in about one particular thing, and I wanted to share with you the way to check your own if you have a problem. What I'm talking about is we've been selling our lumbar bags really well. I've sold about 1,000 sets so far, and everybody's been very happy with them, including me, which is awesome. But what happens is they plug in their lumbar bags with their new nipples and new everything, and they call me and they say, "Hey Lyle, I hear my pump running, but nothing's inflating." Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I have told about 46 other people on the phone so I can direct people to this video in the future and not have to explain it every single time. Here's the deal. All 4 of your lumbar bags are run by one pump. That pump then has a line that goes to a switching mechanism with 3 solenoids that send air either to the side bolsters, the upper bag, or the lower bag individually. But all that air originates from this pump. And when I talk to people on the phone, I ask them, "Can you hear the pump running when you hit the switch on the seat?" They say yes, and I say, "Aha, I know what your problem is." So this is located in a vinyl bag zip tied to the underside of the front of your seat. So you'll see that vinyl bag, it's got 2 big staples in it. Pry the staples out of it, open the bag, slide this out. It has a wire that goes down with 2 ends that connect to the bottom of this. Unplug those so you have this pump in your hand. First thing to do is use a battery tester, a power probe, whatever, put 12 volts to this and see if you have air coming out of the nozzle. If it's running but there's no air, we know what the problem is. I'm going to show you how to fix it right now. So there's 4 torque screws that I've already removed just for the sake of the video in the cap here. You take the cap off the motor. That leaves this metal plate. Now, this metal plate only goes on one way. So make sure you pay attention to where you're taking it off, because there's 2 guideposts and 4 screw holes all the way around that have to line up. So I know how I'm taking it off so I can put it back on. Now, what you see in here is the actual fan that causes air to go through the system. This electrical motor spins this white plastic body, and in that white plastic body are 6 moving doors. So if you can see this, you'll notice this is located off center. It's really narrow down here and really wide open up here. As this thing spins, centrifugal force forces these little black doors out. You see I'm putting these back in right now? So they suck in when they get down to the bottom here, and they come out because of centrifugal force as they get up here, thereby causing a vacuum down here and expelling air at volume up here. What happens though is the original lubricant that they used from the factory over time picks up dirt, and with age, instead of lubricating, you can see me scraping this filth off of here, instead of being a lubricant for this, it causes these doors to get stuck shut, so they're not actively sliding out where they're supposed to be and sliding back in. So when these guys are stuck and they're all stuck shut, you have no airflow going through. The answer is very simple. Carefully take these little black doors, and probably using a pair of pliers that I wasn't smart enough to grab before I started this video, you just pull these little doors straight up. Let me see if I can get one out here to show you. It doesn't want to cooperate. Point being, with a pair of needle nose, you grab onto this, it's really loose, you just pull it right up. Do that with all 6. Then go in with a Q-tip and alcohol and clean all of the gunk out of there. Clean each of these 6 doors, or what we would call vanes. Clean all of those. Once this entire assembly is clean, you're going to put all of those back into their slots, put the metal cap back on the way we took it off, put this back on, 4 screws, plug in the wires again, put it back in its bag, put the rubber hose back on the end, and you most likely, 99.9% of the time, are going to have airflow. So instead of having to buy a pump, which has been discontinued, from somebody like me for $95, for about 20 minutes worth of work, you can fix your own seat pump problem. Now, there is one other thing I want to share with you, and this is not uncommon. If you notice that once you pull your little vanes out and just put them aside, put power to this again and see if the white piece here spins, okay? If this white piece is not spinning when that motor's running, it means that the shaft that goes into this has stripped out. It's got a flat side to a round shaft that locks into this, and if the old lubrication has bound it up sufficiently, it can freeze this and snap the plastic at the bottom of this white thing. If that's the case, then you need to call me and get another motor. But if it spins freely, do your cleaning, put everything back together the way you took it apart, put 12 volts to it. I'll guarantee you have a working lumbar pump. Any questions, any comments, give me a call at 800-886-5064 or contact me at Lyle@CorvettePartsCenter.com. Remember, like and subscribe down at the bottom of the page so that you get alerts when I make a new video, and your support and your comments really help us keep doing this. So help us help you. I look forward to seeing you again next week. I've got some exciting announcements coming up about some new stuff I can't wait to share with you, but that's got to wait till next week. Until then, have a great weekend and drive safe.